Well, Serge, we've been talking so much over the years about MDR. It seems a little strange to actually have it become reality and have a conversation about the fact that it's become implemented. But let me thank you, as always, for joining us in what is really a kind of a momentous occasion, just from the perspective of, you know, for so many years, we've been talking about when MDR comes, and then of course with COVID, it was delayed by a year. But now that it's here, let me just ask you, start with a general question, which is, what does the climate feel like in the MedTech community in Europe now that we're past May 26th when MDR was implemented? Does it feel any different, or is this going to be more of a gradual process?
Well, first of all, hello, Steve. Thanks a lot for the invitation. It's always a great pleasure, and if we can, maintain the communication between Europe and you all, particularly with the US, it's great. I think we need to. I mean, at the end of the day, we are all in the same boat here, and we're all trying to move forward our industry. So, related to this MDR and your question, I think it's a bit of a mixed feeling today. Frankly, I mean, the first feeling is that, okay, that's it. So now, okay, we've passed now this date, this critical date, which for me, the first thing, it is more the end of an older system. Okay, that's the first thing, is that you cannot use anymore the medical device directive to file in product in Europe. That's what this date is saying. As such, it is also fully opening the only option you have now, which is if you want to file a product in Europe, you now have to do it using the medical device regulation, and all its requirements. So that's what it means. Now, if you look at the products, for the vast majority of existing products, products which are currently on the market, a lot of people have prepared this. They were able to file, let's say, most of the time under the medical device directive prior to the due date. And so their products are going to be on the market for the next 3-4 years, with a maximum date now of May 2024.
Let me interrupt you there, because for people who aren't familiar with the idea of the grace period, maybe you could explain that in a little more detail.
Sure. Okay, so what does this grace period mean? Grace period means that if you had a product on the market prior to May 26, 2021, and that you basically refiled your product, renewed your certificate prior to that date, that certificate is now going to be valid for the time of the certificate to the maximum of May 2024. Okay. As of May 2024, you will have to have refiled your product using the medical device regulation requirements to stay on the market after May 2024. Now, if you have a new product and that product did not have a certificate prior to May 2021, then you have to file using the requirements of the new regulation. Okay, and that's what's a bit tricky, because obviously that due date kind of is a major change.
Right.
It is not going to change if you are the product on the market. So product's going to be, and I think there was a tremendous amount of work done by companies to get ready for that, to make sure that everything was going to be filed and that product will stay on the market. And in fact, we don't see a situation right now in Europe where suddenly, oh my goodness, products are not available anymore. We don't see that. Okay, but let's not fool ourselves. It's, for me, now starts the reality of the new regulation. Because now anything you're going to do is going to have to respond to the new regulation requirements. And you have about 3 years, let's say, 2021, to be ready.
So it sounds like what you're hearing from your members of MedTech Europe, that companies generally prepared for the MDR and they took advantage of having the additional year by virtue of the delay for COVID to either file under MDR or get the grace period
Renewal.
under MDD. So that's a positive sign. You're not.
Yes, I think this 1 year was useful for that. I mean, at least it gave extra time for companies, but it's also very useful in continuing to get the system ready, because that's the other major challenge that we're facing now. Is now, since we do not have anymore the medical device directive system, now the system has got to be working. Because if it is not, then we have a big issue. So if we had pressure prior to May 26, 2021, the level of pressure has even increased more now on the institutions to get the system ready as quickly and as efficiently as possible so that companies can file now using the new regulation. And there's still a lot to do. As you know, we only have today about 20 notified body available. We've been working.
I want to get into that separately.